Yeah, well, it was a very hot afternoon. You know, he filled his position, which really helped out a lot. And, you know, turned the key double play. It looked like he didn't have a chance. And he threw up another double play. He didn't strike out many, but, you know, he didn't give up any. And, boy, that was some performance, especially in the heat out there. And, you know, he never complains about the heat. He doesn't complain about anything. He just goes out and pitches. And the team responded behind him.
Bryce was out of lineup originally and then had a pretty decent game. How did that all come about?
Well, it came about I was going to give him another day, but he came in and, you know, he told me he wanted to play. And I told him no, and then he told me please. How do you tell a grown man that says so politely that he wants to play? And so I put him back in the lineup. He actually sounded like a little kid when he said it, so. And, you know, I'm partial to kids sometimes.
On that note, how do you think he moved around, and how do you think?
Oh, I thought he moved great. And, you know, he got us on the board there in the first inning. And it's nice to see him hit the ball left field like that. And he, you know, he played well. And it was a welcoming sight, especially you just don't want to have him play his first game back in Colorado, because it's going to be a tough road trip, tough ballpark. You know, I think they have 4 or 5 of the top hitters in the league batting at home. And I played many, many games there, and it's a different ball game there. So I'm glad that I didn't have to use too much of my bullpen prior to going there. And so we got our work cut out for us, because lead's never safe there, and you just got to keep adding on. And above all, your pitching staff, you just don't want to walk people, because, you know, in that stadium, it's hard to stop them first to third, hard to stop them gaps in the alley, and the ball flies. So it's going to be an interesting and challenging series.
So do you expect that Bryce is good to go now, or is it still kind of day-to-day?
No, he's good to go. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's good to go. So, you know, when he cut that ball loose, trying to throw out Inciarte at third base, that was a great indicator that, you know, he had, you know, no apprehension about throwing or anything, and evidently his neck must be feeling better.
You were without him, you know, pretty much all week.
Mm-hmm.
You guys banged up. You had to give some guys days off.
Mm-hmm.
When you can go still 5-3 on a homestand with all that, so kind of tell you about the overall state of this team.
Well,
You guys have weathered this.
well, it shows you how the depth of this team is, and you know, our guys who don't usually play, you know, like our non-regulars, I mean, they had good days. You know, I mean, we were led right off the bat by Trey. You know, when you open up with a double on the first pitch, and that eases everybody. And you know, Big Robinson had a great day. You know, Heisey had a good day, hit one out of the ballpark. You know, Ben laid down a perfect bunt, which led to a couple of runs. They helped us, but, you know, having that speed at the top of the lineup, you know, makes them, you know, have to hurry on things. And so, you know, everybody contributed, and that's how you want it to be.
Are you seeing anything different from Anthony Rendon these last few weeks as he's gotten hot?
Well, no, like I always take it, you know, water seeks its own level. And, I mean, Anthony's been a good hitter for most of his life. And so his timing is there, you know. And I told Wilson that he had the 2 most important hits in the game, you know, when he advanced the runner from second base with nobody out. And then Anthony followed with a sacrifice fly. And then when he kept the ball off the ground with bases loaded with a sacrifice fly to right, and they were trying to entice him to hit the ball on the ground, in which he didn't. And he got the sac fly, and then Anthony followed with the, you know, 3-run homer. So that was, you know, vintage baseball, how you play.
What impresses you most about Rendon when he's swinging the bat?
Well, you know, his hands are unbelievable. I mean, he has some of the quickest hands offensively and defensively. And that's what impressed me in spring training the first time I ever saw him. And actually, he's the guy that I told my son to watch because, you know, my son's skinny and much like I was, but he had big hands, again, like my dad and me. I said, hey, man, that's your best friend right there, your hands. And you watch Anthony Rendon and how he uses his, you know, his hands. Earlier in the year, you know, his hands were, I think they were a little bit banged up, and he was using more arms than hands, but now he's using his hands. And boy, you know, when he's on time, I mean, the balls, he does it so effortless, and I enjoy watching him hit. And like I told him, I thought he was, you know, my click to pick in the second half because I said, man, you're going to have, you know, a great second half.
Dusty, what's the biggest thing from your perspective that you've been impressed with Tanner? What's the biggest thing that you see?
His sheer determination, I think. And, you know, I mean, he's a winner. And also, you know, he's a good athlete. You know, guys kidding because he doesn't look like he's a, you know, should be a great athlete because he's so stout. You know, I mean, he's not fat at all. I mean, he is stout. And you know, when you watch him fill his position, I mean, that's a great indicator of, you know, what kind of. I mean, he's told us many times that he was a quarterback and he used to be a shortstop. And he looked like one today, so.